Welcome, my friends, to another session where we explore the timeless wisdom of our tradition and how it illuminates our path to a life of meaning and prosperity. Today, we are going to delve into a topic that touches us all, especially as we navigate the later chapters of our lives, the profound Jewish money habits that continue to serve us powerfully at 50, 60, and even beyond. I am Rabbi David, and it is my privilege to share these insights with you, drawing from the wellspring of Torah and Talmudic teachings. These are not just financial strategies, they are spiritual principles that guide us toward true wealth, which encompasses not only our material possessions, but also our peace of mind, our legacy, and our connection to the divine. As we age, our perspectives shift. What once seemed urgent might now appear trivial, and what we once overlooked gains profound significance. This is particularly true when it comes to our relationship with money. The habits we cultivate in our youth lay a foundation, but the wisdom we apply in our later years truly defines our enduring prosperity and the mark we leave on the world. So, let us embark on this journey together, exploring 5 essential Jewish money habits that are not only relevant, but exceptionally potent for those of us in the prime of our wisdom years. These habits are designed to help you build, protect, and leverage your resources in a way that honors both your material needs and your spiritual aspirations. They are rooted in an understanding that true wealth is holistic, extending far beyond the balance in your bank account. It is about living a life of purpose, security, and generosity. Let us begin with the first habit, one that might surprise some but is deeply ingrained in our tradition: late-stage wealth building. Many people believe that once they reach a certain age, the time for building wealth is over. They think of it as a pursuit for the young, for those just starting out. But Jewish wisdom teaches us a different lesson. The Torah, in its infinite wisdom, encourages continuous growth and stewardship throughout our lives. The concept of lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, it is not your duty to finish the work, but neither are you at liberty to neglect it, applies not just to spiritual endeavors, but to our material responsibilities as well. We are called to be partners with the Creator in perfecting the world, and that includes managing and growing the resources entrusted to us. This means that even at 50, 60, or 70, the pursuit of responsible wealth building remains a sacred task. It is about ensuring not just your own comfort, but also your ability to contribute, to give, and to leave a stronger foundation for those who come after you. It is about maintaining your dignity and independence and having the means to fulfill your purpose. For those in their later years, late-stage wealth building takes on a different character than in one's youth. It is often less about aggressive accumulation and more about strategic optimization and preservation. It is about ensuring that the wealth you have built continues to work for you and for your family in the most efficient and secure ways possible. This might involve reevaluating your investment portfolio, shifting from high-risk, high-reward strategies to more stable, income-generating assets. It could mean exploring opportunities for passive income that align with your experience and passions, allowing you to continue contributing without the strenuous demands of earlier careers. The Talmud teaches us the importance of diversification, of not putting all your eggs in one basket. This ancient wisdom is more relevant than ever. Consider spreading your assets across different types of investments, perhaps a mix of real estate, bonds, and carefully selected equities. The goal is to create a resilient financial structure that can withstand economic fluctuations and provide a steady stream of resources. Furthermore, late-stage wealth building also involves continuous learning and adaptation. The world changes, and so do financial markets. Staying informed, perhaps by reading reputable financial news or consulting with trusted advisors, is crucial. This does not mean chasing every new trend, but rather understanding the broader economic landscape and making informed decisions that protect and grow your assets responsibly. Remember, the goal is not merely to accumulate more for accumulation's sake, but to build a robust financial foundation that supports your values, your family, and your ability to be a blessing to others. It is about ensuring that your golden years are truly golden, filled with security, purpose, and the freedom to pursue what truly matters. This brings us to our second essential habit: protecting assets. Having built wealth, the next crucial step, especially as we mature, is to safeguard it. Jewish tradition places a high value on prudence, foresight, and responsible stewardship. The Mishnah teaches us, Kol shechein bo de'ah, ein bo yira, whoever has no knowledge, has no fear of God, implying that wisdom and understanding are essential for proper conduct, including financial conduct. This wisdom extends to protecting what we have diligently acquired. It is not enough to simply earn, we must also preserve. Protecting assets in your later years involves a multifaceted approach encompassing legal, financial, and even personal strategies. One of the most critical aspects is comprehensive estate planning. This is not just for the ultra-wealthy, it is for everyone who wishes to ensure their wishes are honored and their loved ones are cared for. A well-structured will, trusts, and powers of attorney are not merely legal documents. They are expressions of your love and foresight. They prevent disputes, minimize taxes, and ensure a smooth transition of your legacy. Consulting with a qualified attorney specializing in estate planning is an act of profound responsibility and care. Beyond legal structures, consider the role of insurance. As we age, our health needs often increase, and protecting against unforeseen medical expenses becomes paramount. Long-term care insurance, for example, can provide immense peace of mind, safeguarding your assets from the potentially devastating costs of extended care. Review your existing policies regularly to ensure they still meet your needs and that you are adequately covered. Another vital aspect of asset protection is vigilance against financial scams and exploitation. Unfortunately, older adults are often targets for unscrupulous individuals. The Torah warns us against lifnei iver lo titan mikshol, you shall not put a stumbling block before the blind. This applies not only to physical obstacles, but also to intellectual and financial ones. Be wary of unsolicited offers, high-pressure sales tactics, and requests for personal financial information. Always consult with a trusted family member or financial advisor before making significant financial decisions, especially if they seem too good to be true. Education is your best defense. Stay informed about common scams and maintain a healthy skepticism. Finally, protecting assets also involves securing your digital footprint. In our increasingly digital world, identity theft and cybercrime are real threats. Use strong, unique passwords, enable two-factor authentication, and be cautious about what information you share online. Regularly review your bank and credit card statements for any suspicious activity. The goal of asset protection is to create a fortress around what you have built, ensuring that your hard-earned resources are preserved for your intended purposes and for the benefit of your loved ones. It is an act of wisdom, responsibility, and love, reflecting the Jewish value of shmirat hanefesh, guarding the soul, which extends to guarding our material well-being as well. Now, let us turn our attention to a habit that is central to Jewish life and has profound implications for our financial and spiritual well-being: giving tzedakah. Tzedakah, often translated as charity, is far more than mere philanthropy in Jewish thought. The word itself comes from the root tzedek, meaning justice or righteousness. Giving tzedakah is not an act of benevolence. It is an act of justice, a fulfillment of a divine commandment. It is an acknowledgement that all we possess ultimately belongs to the Creator, and we are merely stewards of His resources. The Torah commands us to give a tenth, a maaser, of our earnings to those in need. This is not a suggestion, it is a fundamental obligation, and as we age, the opportunity and responsibility to give tzedakah often deepen. For those in their later years who may have accumulated significant wealth, the impact of their tzedakah can be transformative, not only for the recipients, but for their own spiritual journey. The Talmud teaches that tzedakah saves from death, a powerful statement that speaks to the spiritual vitality and protection that comes from giving. It is a way of connecting to something larger than ourselves, of participating in the ongoing work of creation and redemption. Giving tzedakah is also a powerful antidote to the potential isolation or self-absorption that can sometimes accompany old age. It keeps us connected to the community, to the needs of others, and to our purpose. It reminds us that our lives are intertwined and that our blessings are meant to be shared. Practical advice for giving tzedakah in your later years involves thoughtful planning and strategic generosity. Consider establishing a charitable fund or a foundation that can continue your legacy of giving beyond your lifetime. This allows you to define your philanthropic priorities and ensure that your values are perpetuated. You might also explore different forms of tzedakah. While monetary donations are crucial, tzedakah can also take the form of time, wisdom, and mentorship. Sharing your life experience, your professional skills, or simply your presence with those who need it can be an invaluable form of giving. The Mishnah outlines 8 levels of tzedakah, with the highest being to help someone become self-sufficient. As you plan your giving, consider how you can empower individuals and communities to build their own futures, rather than simply providing temporary relief. This might involve supporting educational initiatives, vocational training programs, or microfinance projects. Remember, the act of giving is not just about the amount, it is about the intention, the kavanah. Giving with a full heart, with joy and compassion, elevates the act and brings immense blessing. It is a habit that enriches the giver as much as the receiver, fostering a sense of purpose, gratitude, and connection to the divine. It is a cornerstone of a truly rich and meaningful life. Our fourth habit, closely intertwined with the previous ones, is legacy planning. As we move into our later years, our thoughts naturally turn to the future, not just our own, but the future of our families, our communities, and the world we will leave behind. Jewish tradition places immense emphasis on l'dor v'dor, from generation to generation. We are part of a continuous chain, and our actions today have repercussions for those who come after us. Legacy planning, in the Jewish sense, extends far beyond financial inheritance. While providing for your children and grandchildren is a vital aspect, it is equally, if not more, important to transmit values, wisdom, and a sense of purpose. The Talmud teaches, "Ma she'asita latzmeka," asita, what you have done for yourself, you have done. Uma she'asita lacharim, asita lolam, and what you have done for others, you have done for eternity. This profound statement underscores the enduring impact of our contributions to others and to the collective good. So, what does comprehensive Jewish legacy planning entail? Firstly, it involves articulating your values. What are the principles that have guided your life? What lessons do you wish to impart to your descendants? Many Jewish families create an ethical will, a document that conveys not just material assets, but also moral and spiritual values, life lessons, blessings, and hopes for the future. This is a deeply personal and powerful way to transmit your essence across generations. Secondly, consider how you can foster a love for learning and tradition within your family. This might involve supporting Jewish education, sharing stories of your family's history and resilience, or creating opportunities for shared Jewish experiences. The greatest inheritance we can leave our children is not just money, but a strong sense of identity, purpose, and connection to their heritage. Thirdly, legacy planning involves mentorship. As you accumulate wisdom and experience, you have a unique opportunity to guide and inspire younger generations, both within your family and in your broader community. Share your knowledge, offer advice, and be a source of encouragement. This form of legacy is immeasurable in its impact. From a practical financial perspective, legacy planning also involves structuring your assets in a way that supports your family's long-term well-being and your philanthropic goals. This might include setting up educational trusts for grandchildren, establishing endowments for causes you care about, or making provisions for family members with special needs. Work with your financial and legal advisors to create a plan that reflects your deepest aspirations and ensures your resources are used in accordance with your values. Remember, your legacy is not just about what you leave behind, but about how you live today. It is about the example you set, the kindness you extend, and the wisdom you share. It is about building a bridge between the past, the present, and the future, ensuring that the light of your life continues to shine brightly for generations to come. Finally, we arrive at our fifth and perhaps most foundational habit: trusting in divine provision. In a world often characterized by uncertainty and anxiety, especially as we face the inevitable changes that come with aging, cultivating a deep sense of emunah faith and bitachon trust in the Creator is paramount. Jewish tradition teaches us that ultimately all blessings, all sustenance, and all security come from God. While we are commanded to make an effort to work diligently and to plan wisely, we must also recognize that our efforts are ultimately blessed and sustained by a higher power. The Psalms declare, Hashem roi lo exar. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. This is not a call to passivity, but an invitation to find peace in the knowledge that we are held and cared for. For those in their later years, this habit becomes particularly powerful. It allows us to release the anxieties that can often accompany concerns about health, finances, and the future. It enables us to live with a sense of gratitude for what we have, rather than constantly worrying about what we might lack. Trusting in divine provision means balancing our human effort with a profound reliance on God's grace. We do our part, we plan, we save, we give, we protect, but we also understand that the ultimate outcome is not solely in our hands. This perspective brings a profound sense of calm and resilience. Practical ways to cultivate this trust include regular prayer and reflection. Taking time each day to express gratitude, to acknowledge God's presence in our lives, and to surrender our worries can be transformative. The act of prayer is not about changing God's will, but about changing our own hearts and minds, aligning ourselves with divine wisdom. Another aspect is practicing gratitude. Focusing on the blessings we already have rather than dwelling on perceived deficiencies shifts our perspective and strengthens our faith. The Mishnah teaches, Ezehu Ashir, Hasameach B'chelko, who is rich? He who is happy with his portion. This is the essence of trusting in divine provision, finding contentment and joy in our present circumstances, knowing that we are always provided for. Furthermore, trusting in divine provision encourages us to live generously. When we truly believe that our needs will be met, we are more inclined to share what we have with others. This act of giving, as we discussed with Tzedakah, further reinforces our trust and opens us to even greater blessings. It is a virtuous cycle of faith, generosity, and abundance. This habit is not about ignoring reality or neglecting our responsibilities. It is about approaching life with a deep spiritual confidence, knowing that even in challenging times, we are not alone. It is about finding peace in uncertainty, strength in vulnerability, and joy in every moment. It is the ultimate source of true security and contentment. So, my dear friends, these 5 Jewish money habits are not just ancient relics. They are living, breathing principles that offer profound guidance for navigating our financial lives, especially as we mature. Late-stage wealth building reminds us that growth and stewardship are lifelong endeavors. Protecting assets ensures that our hard-earned resources are preserved for our intended purposes. Giving tzedakah connects us to justice, community, and spiritual vitality. Legacy planning inspires us to transmit not just wealth, but values and wisdom across generations. And finally, trusting in divine provision grounds us in faith, gratitude, and ultimate peace. Embrace these habits, integrate them into your life, and watch as they transform your relationship with money, bringing you not just material prosperity, but a richness of spirit, purpose, and enduring joy. May your journey be blessed with wisdom, security, and abundant goodness. Now, as we reflect on these timeless principles, let's delve deeper into how we can practically live them out, especially as we enter the vibrant chapters of life at 50, 60, and beyond. At this stage, our financial decisions carry a different weight. We're not just building wealth, we're preserving it, sharing it, and ensuring it serves a higher purpose. First, prioritize simplicity and clarity in your finances. As we age, managing complex investments or juggling numerous accounts can become overwhelming. Embrace the Jewish value of shalom bayit, peace in the home, by simplifying your financial affairs. Consolidate accounts where possible, automate bill payments, and maintain clear records. This reduces stress and creates a foundation of order that benefits both you and your family. Remember, clarity is a form of respect for yourself and those who may assist you down the road. Second, cultivate a habit of continual learning. The Torah teaches us that wisdom is a lifelong pursuit. Financial landscapes evolve, new tools emerge, and personal circumstances change. Stay curious and open. Attend workshops, read books, consult trusted advisors who align with your values. This commitment to growth ensures your money works effectively for you, adapting to your goals and the times. Third, embrace the power of intentional spending. Jewish tradition encourages mindfulness in all actions, including how we use our resources. Ask yourself, does this expense bring genuine joy, health, or connection? Or is it a fleeting impulse? Prioritize experiences that enrich your life and relationships over accumulating things. This mindset not only preserves wealth, but deepens gratitude and contentment. Fourth, strengthen your giving practice. Tzedakah is not merely about charity, it's about justice and repairing the world. At this stage, consider how your giving can create lasting impact. Support causes that resonate deeply with your values. Engage family members in these acts of kindness to build a legacy of generosity. Remember, giving connects us to our community and to God's abundance. Fifth, prepare your legacy with loving intention. Beyond financial wealth, what wisdom, values, and stories do you want to pass down? Share your life lessons, your hopes, and your faith with your children and grandchildren. Document your intentions clearly, whether through wills, trusts, or personal letters. This intentionality honors the Jewish tradition of transmission and ensures your spiritual and material legacy endures. As you weave these habits into your daily life, you'll find that money becomes more than currency. It becomes a vessel for blessing, connection, and meaning. This journey is not just about what we accumulate, but what we contribute and how we grow. The sages teach that the greatest wealth is a heart full of gratitude and a life lived with purpose. So, whether you're just stepping into this season or well into its blessings, take these Jewish money habits to heart. Simplify with clarity, learn with humility, spend with intention, give with joy, and leave a legacy rich in love and wisdom. May these practices bring you peace of mind, financial security, and spiritual fulfillment. May your days be filled with health, happiness, and the sweet reward of a life well lived. And may your generosity ripple outward, blessing your family and community for generations to come. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, may you be blessed with abundant goodness and divine guidance. Shalom.